First day of open water season for me, at least. Had some time to kill in between classes, so I thought I'd come out and try my hand and see if this pond was unfrozen. Which it doesn't really look to be completely unfrozen, but at least some of it might be fishable. So I got a jig. We're gonna hit it hard and we're gonna try and see what we can pull off for today's little fishing mission. So as you can probably see, first of all, before we get started, I'd just like to say that the wind's probably gonna be a little bad. It's windy today, but as you can see, we're still dealing with some ice. I don't know how this is gonna work. See the thing like right here? It's got me confused. I don't know. Oh, okay. Really wasn't feeling this. I don't know. Very weird. Might have one more spot that I might go check. Just kind of see what that's like. It's a little pond, just kind of like this. A little bit more urban setting. I don't think I've ever been on the water this early in February. I mean, I'm trying to think of last year when I was on the water. This is probably the first time this water's been open all winter, so the fish may have not pushed up yet to start pre-spawn. It's way too early for that, I think. It's way too early for spawn. Spawn won't happen until probably, I don't know, late May, early June. That's when spawn around Michigan really starts heating up in like the lakes. So probably mid-May, mid-June is when it starts heating up really in the ponds. But if this pond is open, then more than likely the next pond that I'm going to will be open. No luck, Walt. Looks like Walt's thirsty. For pre-spawn bass. Oh, come on, get through there. Get through there. Oh, I'm in. I'm in. Oh, yep, yep. You should really consider getting an ice punching rod and reel setup. It's very key for times like this when, you know, they're just taking cover under that ice. You know, they're not necessarily under there for shade because, you know, the sunlight just goes right through there. So kind of like tucking up in here, you know, maybe to get some food that might be trapped in the ice, like a popsicle, kind of like a popsicle. They kind of freeze in there. But I'd recommend like a 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, medium heavy action rod. This rod right here. This is the best ice punching rod you'll ever need in your life. You'll never need to buy a new one ever. Even if it breaks in 2 years, you'll never need another one. You just get right up in there. The line I'm using is 95-pound fluorocarbon with a 10-foot steel leader. you know, just because you don't want your lure to break off in that ice. And then I'm just using, you know, a 15-ounce jig, and that's it. And it's just all ease. Just on a little casting reel. I like casting reels. They're a little bit different than spinning reels. See, what's cool about this, you got a nice little easy tip, heavy lure. You can go ahead and skip that right across that ice there. All right, let's get out of here. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Ready for this transition? 3, 2, 1. Smooth transition. First of all, I just want to go on the record and say I absolutely hate days like this, especially filming. It's boring, it's dry, not very action-packed at all, and not a whole lot of content to get. First day out on open water, so it's kind of iffy. You really don't know what the fish are going to be doing, especially at a time like this up here in Michigan. But it was good to get out and kind of see how everything's going to probably play out for the upcoming weeks and upcoming months. So yeah, in my previous video last week I mentioned that if you guys had any questions to hit me up in the comment section. You can also hit me up on Instagram in the DMs. Instagram name will be right there. And shoot me some questions, any questions you want me to answer or rant about. And today I'm gonna do just that. LMB for days. He asked, good frogging rods for under $100. Typical question. 1 second. Okay, so as you guys can probably tell, and if not, you can't tell, then I'm going to tell you. I'm not affiliated with any rod or reel companies, so pretty much whatever I say, I can say good, the bad, and the ugly, and that's what I kind of like about not partnering up or getting sponsored by companies. I decided to talk about my frogging rod that I picked up last year, and I actually really enjoy using this rod, and I really enjoyed using it last year. The specific rod that I picked up last year is a Daiwa Tatula XT. It's a 7.4 heavy fast action rod. I didn't really know what to expect when I got it. It's at about a price point of, I think on Tackle Warehouse the price point is about $120, but on Amazon you could probably get it for, I think you can get it on Amazon for about $90. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost pretty sure that you can get it for about 90 bucks on Amazon. This Tatula has probably been my favorite rod I think I've ever owned, besides a, what was the other one that I had? I think I had like an Abu Garcia 6.7 medium heavy. Besides that rod, this rod has been my favorite rod I've ever owned. And I'm kind of glad and kind of honestly a little bit surprised that it's lasted me to this point. Last year I used the hell out of this rod. I used it so much last year that it was, I don't know, I'm very surprised that I haven't broke this rod, especially the tips. I hear the tips go pretty quick on these things. The backbone on this rod is very comparable to one that you would find on a medium heavy, but it's a lot thicker, and I could go in the specs, and I'll probably save it for a different video when I actually like look in depth on this rod. It's a comfortable rod. I honestly am really looking forward to this summer when the weather gets really nice to be using this rod, just because it is a pretty slick rod. It looks good, it feels good, it's comfortable, it's light, it's very light. The balance point on this thing, obviously with a reel, it'll be a little bit closer to the handle, but in case you care, balance point is like right about there, if that makes a difference for you. But obviously with a reel, it'll be more centered towards the reel where the balance point is. So it's a little bit heavier on the handle, a little bit lighter on the tip of the rod, but it kind of makes it a little bit easier for you to work and kind of twitch that frog through the pads and stuff. I've pulled fish out of some pretty heavy junk and definitely have hooked up into a bunch of trees and lily pads to where I thought that putting a lot of pressure on this rod would actually destroy it, but turns out that it's a pretty little sturdy rod. So if you're looking to get into it, or you're looking for a rod, frogging rod like you said, for a price point around $100, I would definitely recommend the Daiwa Tatula XT. And like I said, no way affiliated with this with Daiwa specifically, no affiliation with any rod companies. I just kind of pick what I like and what I kind of want to run for the season. It goes back and forth between Daiwa, 13 Fishing, Shimano, Abu, like pretty much anything I will run and I will try out, and I will only do it if I like the rods and kind of feel the rods. Thanks for watching. Get outside if you're able to, rig something up and go rip some lips, and I will see you next time, next week. I have a plan to do more videos, but I think I'll be in a different little location. Get out, rig something up, go rip some lips, and I will see you next time. Also, hit me up with some questions in the comment section below. Also, DM me some questions on Instagram. I do like interacting with everybody that, you know, follows me on those platforms, and kind of try to share my insights on some of the things, give my little 2 cents on things, even though it might not be always correct. But it's, my 2 cents is never polished, so. Peace. I don't.